Hello guys, Arctic2 here with another quick video regarding the Maple Monarchy for Azur Lane, and maybe content collection, but that's a side note. The main focus is Azur Lane. Moving on, a few things have come to my attention, well one thing. The other thing has been delayed waiting to find its way into a video like this one, such as the cruise missions of Pugtug, and even Vancouverton, Halifax and Vancouver respectively. I know that may not mean much, it's however acknowledgement their presence in the Azur Lane world one way or another, the Canadians. It means they're represented. A recent ping on Discord relating to a recently announced Royal Fortune sailing ship for the upcoming 2002 Halloween event has me, now more than ever, siding on the line of Maple Monarchy should find their way into Azur Lane with more justification. Even with how HMS Fortune made note of the Maple Monarchy via her dialogue, as shown in the following image here. I know people enjoy gaslighting both the Canadian and Chinese, even avoiding anything Canadian, Chinese naval-wise, hence why I no longer believe on a negative note. I ignore various people. For example, the Chinese have been added in such games such as Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, with no problem. It's the whole armchair lazy dictating of the forums and the community of what can and can't be done based on feelings, not the fact by others. Azur Lane has shown its willingness to add in purposely forgotten nations, even Contact Collection right there, even with collabs, well less so on Contact Collection. Heck, even this new Royal Fortune shipgirl for Halloween, which you see here, they may have certain real-world restrictions, this however needs seeing games adding in nations properly without restrictions or fake excuses. Azur Lane knows how to have fun, as had Silent Hunter 3 back in the day, which is 2006, adding in major players, even the Canadians, as AI Traffic. There's also a game called U-Boat, or U-Boot, which it used to be formerly known as. On Steam, I can link it in the description. Digressing a bit to note my main point and how the Azur Lane, one way or another, is speculating about an upcoming UR shipgirl being Canadian focused. The image you see above is why I made this video, this Discord image. It has me hyped up wanting to connect with HMCS Haida and her light cruiser partners. Same with her aircraft carriers and potentially merchant vessels, or the 3 battleships. I'll digress a bit further by recapping one on the point of Maple Monarchy and how they had various destroyers, light cruisers, and even a few battleships to play with. Even if those battleships were pre-World War I, it's all up to Manju Yostar if they even want to go as far as gifting Maple Monarchy. It's all up to Manju Yostar if they even want to go as far as gifting Maple Monarchy their 3 Queen Elizabeth battleships or their Prince vessels, the Prince Albert, Prince Henry, and Prince David vessels, which are HMCS designations respectively. The 3 latter ships may not be combat worthy in Azur Lane's higher map. They, however, are noteworthy regardless because of Canadian pride. The HMCS Ontario Minotaur class light cruiser and HMCS Uganda, later HMCS Quebec, being the colonial class light cruisers, which you have a few sisters of them in Azur Lane. HMCS side, Royal Navy. Many Canadians were proud of HMCS for being the largest vessels until HMCS Ontario, HMCS Magnificent, HMCS Bonaventure, and HMCS Warrior came into play. Even the insane amounts of destroyers from the HMCS Tribal Destroyer line, or even the HMCS Skeena from the River class destroyer side of things. There are even a fair number to choose from, even if they have to use the 3 pre-World War I battleships as research priority shipgirls. If there's a will, there is a way. It's amazing how much fear cripples World War II naval destroyer developers, though, not destroyer, developers. The amount of excuses I've seen, no action, and then you see their games flopping, struggling to stay afloat, cancelled, forgotten, or simply stay in limbo because of their fears and excuses. When you respect history, it'll respect you right back. On a final note, I have checked into War Thunder and World War warships for a Canadian representation. Both games has disappointed me in seeing Canadians treated as DLC, as a cow for milking money, instead of seeing them with the HMCS designation and added in properly. There's even a few nonsense in the background with HMCS Yukon on the World of Warship side, but that's a side note which you can check in yourself. I'm not going to go into that. Continuing on, I see them as HMS designations, further voiding and devaluing Canadian pride and value. How shameful. Yeah, when you look at Silent Hunter 3, which is from 2006 again, you see vessels with the HMCS designations, their Maple or sorry, they're Canadian flagged from that time period, and the game was even made by Ubisoft Romania, which is a European, with certain levels of love and respect. You can go as so far. I failed to team up with HMCS Haida on the contact collection front, having to leave because of various saltiness in the gameplay. It's not really, yeah, it's actually more RNG based than skill, but I digress. Granted, I do have my fair share of respect for contact collection, that's why I've played it, why I still bring it up, and why I still admire it. It just needs to catch up with the times. I admired contact collection for its Axis focus, and how they focused on Italians, Russians, and all those purposely forgotten nations, and why I'm now in Azur Lane's side of things. In conclusion, I know you can hear my fan, I'm sorry about that, I'll put the music over it, and I know I'm kind of monotone because I'm reading off a script here, like I had to do in one take. Granted, I'll see a spike in the stupid Canadian stereotypes of maple syrup, poutine, and all that cringy memes, which you see from the Italians with spaghetti, pasta, and all that nonsense. However, can't wait to connect with my ship girls on the side of Azur Lane. I'm still lurking in the contact collection scene from the sidelines waiting for her. Thanks for viewing. Hope this wasn't too weird, and happy hunting!